And a pleasant good Sunday morning to everyone in the YouTube modeling community. Welcome back to MC Music City Model Works. One more time for another update on the 64 Foose Impala. I really hadn't intended to do this update. I was going to wait until I had the car complete, but I thought I would go ahead and give you a one last update before the final video that I make for the completed project. So what I've done so far, I already had the frame assembled to the dash, motor in, exhaust in, suspension parts in, had the carpet laid onto the floor. The trunk had not done the trunk insert yet, but I have that done now. I have the interior done, seats detailed, door panels detailed, installed, dash detailed. Everything is done on the car pretty much except for the radiator fan shroud, upper and lower radiator hoses, and I believe that's it. The only thing left to do with this project is to paint, and that will be about probably a 3 or 4 day deal, and I'll touch on that just here in just a little bit. So without further ado, here's what I've gotten so far. We're pretty much ready to go except for the components. As I said, on the front of the car, still have the radiator to put in, the shroud, and my hoses, top and bottom radiator hose, and that will be pretty much it. So let me see if I can get you a closer look at what we've gotten so far. Let me set this down and get one other light on here. See if it helps at all. The windows are not in this house, or not in this room rather, are not do not face this table, so I can't really put any natural light on it, but there's what we've got so far. The interior has been completely detailed, finished up. What I have on the seats is fingernail foil, snakeskin fingernail foil. I found those at Walgreens rather. My wife and I were out one Saturday. Had made my weekly trip to Hobby Lobby, and we ran by Walgreens to pick up a prescription, and it wasn't quite ready, so they said it would be about 10-15 minutes, so we decided to wait. And so she was looking around at fingernail polish, and I was meandering around. I just happened to see the the sanding sticks, or the fingernail files, whatever you want to call them. So I look up and I see these fingernail foils, and I thought, well, that looks pretty cool. And I had heard and read in a couple of magazine model car magazines that people were using fingernail foil, and I'd heard that people were using fingernail decals or what have you for seat inserts or whatever, upholstery. They hadn't seen it done on here yet. I'm sure somebody's doing it. I just haven't caught the videos for it. But I thought, well, I'll try that. It's pretty close to the color the car is going to be, and it's something new to try. So I did try it, and it's pretty neat, because what they are is basically they're just they're a cross between a decal and a sticker. They're not quite as thick as a sticker, and they're not quite as thin as a decal. But they come, at least the brand that I bought, come with it was 2 sheets with 10 different pieces of foil, one for each fingernail, of course. And I pretty much didn't have to do much trimming to them. They were pretty well, because they are made for the top of your fingernail, and they're rounded. I really didn't have to do any trimming, like on the backs. Oh, no, let me get up here closer. On the back seats where the rounded part is, I just basically just peeled it right off. I trimmed it, I laid it down, I cut. I laid this part down, I cut, and then I took the top of another piece, trimmed it, cut it. Took the top of 2 others, cut them, made that for the where the head would rest on the seat. The front seats, I pretty much just took the thumb and laid it across. I took my burnishing tool that I used for bare metal foil and went into the back. Took the back side of my hobby knife blade and went in there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it even picked out the pleat decals. I took my burnishing tool and went across each pleat down between the pleats, and it pretty well picked it out. So I was pretty well pleased with that. So there's that. So let me turn it around and let you try to get a look at the inside. You can see the dashboard, the aluminum or the chrome dashboard pieces in the bottom here, and this dashboard piece fits. The insert goes in through the back, and it's cut to fit this kind of 2-level dash in the front. It's cut out to slide in between, and it fits just perfectly. Then you have a clear, you have a piece of clear plastic that goes over the speedometer, and you probably won't be able to see it, but there's a speedometer decal in there. What you do is you put your speedometer decal on the top of the insert that goes in the back first. It's chrome. I laid it down, put some decal set on it, and let it dry for a little bit. Then went over it with a light brush of Future, and then installed the insert. And like I said, the insert's pretty cool because it on these cars, this was on the SS model anyways, this was all chrome. And I had a reference pic to kind of go by. As you can see, the bottom parts here were chrome, and like I said, this part here was your speedometer decal, and this clear plastic part just pops in the front. So what I did was I went over the decal with the Future, and then put this piece of clear plastic over the top, brushed the back side of it with Future as well. It fits snug, but I wanted it to have a little extra insurance as well. And then went over the top of the clear plastic with a light coat of Future as well. So, and I was kind of using this to go by as far as kind of my colors. Not really. My door panels and floor is a little bit lighter. Is a lighter color. This is pretty much my dashboard color here, and the seats are not quite that dark either. But I'll use that to go by and see what was chrome and what wasn't. The shifter was chrome. And then the chrome trim, which I tried to pick out in the on the door panels. So I'm pretty pleased with it. It come out pretty good. I was kind of concerned about it being a little bit gaudy with the seat inserts, but hey, they kind of make it. So kind of complement the color. There's the firewall. I tried to pick out the wiring, and I don't know if you can see some of the real fine wiring, but brake booster. And so there it is. So once I add the radiator and the shroud and everything, upper and lower radiator hoses, will be ready to go. Get the body painted, and we'll have a completed project. So pretty pleased with that. That's where we're at with that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about right quick was let me touch on the body painting real quick. And this is kind of for, I guess, those who are just trying to get started with the craft acrylics, and you've been playing around with them, and you're kind of feeling like you want to go ahead and try to start doing your body painting with them as well. What I'm going to do with the body is that I'm going to probably prime it this afternoon and let that sit for 24 hours. Sand tomorrow, and then whatever touch-up prime work I have to do, we'll do that. What I'm going to do is once I get everything sanded, and I haven't seen any mold lines really. I'll have to remove. That's too bad. There's one right over here on this, right up under this pillar, right up under this back window rather. That's a little bit have to do a little work with. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off the outside. I'm going to come in and spray the trail tan on the inside of the roof, which will be the headliner basically. I haven't really decided if I'm going to spray this part black, or I may just go ahead and spray this whole interior, the sides of the inside of the car body, the trail tan too, since the interior is that color, and just so if I get any little gaps between the door panels and the body itself, you won't see black, kind of sticking out between the trail tan. So I'll spray that. I'll let that dry on one day, and then when it dries, I'll go over it with a coat of clear coat of the satin polyurethane. I'll let that sit for at least 24 hours, because what I'm going to be doing then is I will be going over and masking off the inside. So I'll be having tape on this craft acrylic paint. So I want that to be cured real well before I go to paint the outside. So I'll tape that off, let it cure, tape it off, and then start spraying my outside coats. Now what I'll do on the outside, since this is going to be a white top, I had kind of settled on the White Lightning Testors one coat lacquer for the top, but the more I think about it, I've got a bottle of the Ceramic Coat Pearl White craft acrylic, which I may use instead. I'm not 100% on that, but what I'll do is I'll come in and I'm not going to spray the whole car white. I'm going to mask off the bottom part of the car, spray that white, pearl white, let that sit and dry, and then go over it with a clear coat of Future. Let that sit for a couple of days, and then I'll come back, mask off the top, and then start my layering of coats of the metallic antique copper. Then go over that, spray that with a couple of coats of I may clear coat that with I've got an acrylic high gloss clear that is made by a company called Treehouse, or it's Treehouse brand. It may not be made by that company. It may not be the company name rather, but it's called Treehouse acrylic high gloss acrylic spray, and it's an extremely high gloss acrylic, but let me tell you, if you get it and try it, spray it. If you do not have a paint booth, do not think about trying to spray it indoors. I will give it a 10 out of 10 for smelliest spray, paint, acrylic, clear, whatever you want to say. It's awful. It's as bad. It's worse than Duplicolor ever thought about being. So, but I'll probably go over that with the acrylic. Let it sit for a couple of days, and then before I try to do anything else to it. And once it cures for a couple of days, I'll come back and I'm kind of undecided about my bare metal foil on my trim, whether I'll do that or I may do something else, which involves some other things that I'm not going to say anything about yet until I decide. But that's what I'm going to do with the body. That'll be the process. It'll be about 3 or 4 days, and then final assembly. So I've gone on about 15 minutes, so I'm going to call this one finished. Hope everyone has a great week. Those of you who have a holiday tomorrow like I do, enjoy it. Build if you have the opportunity to. Till I see you again, talk to you again, take care of yourselves, take care of one another. May God bless you and your family, and I'll talk at you later.